Hello, today we're going to talk about 3 ways that migraine is more than a headache. This is the beginning of my series that I'm going to be calling Migraine 101 or the basics of living with migraine. My name is Casey. I'm the migraine nutritionist. I have had migraine my whole life, and I use my lived experience combined with my knowledge as a registered dietitian nutritionist to help you discover more pain-free days using holistic methods. Holistic methods means lifestyle and diet alterations you can make in your life. I also think that medication is super important for migraine management, but these are the things that we can control, our lifestyle and our diet. But today we're actually not talking about any of that. We are talking about migraine education. It's really important to know what migraine is not, and the basics of living with it. Difference number 1 is that migraine is a chronic illness, and headache is usually a symptom. What I mean by migraine being a chronic illness is that it is a disease that you are constantly having to live with and manage. It's not something that just kind of happens to you every once in a while. Similar to things like diabetes and asthma, these are underlying illnesses that you occasionally have flare-ups of symptoms surrounding. These flare-ups we know as migraine attacks, whereas with something like asthma, it's an asthma attack. Headache, on the other hand, is an acute illness. It's something that does sort of just happen to you. It's a symptom that you experience, something like a cold or a flu you could compare it to. Difference number 2 is that with headache, you experience head pain, and that's essentially the only symptom. Whereas with migraine, you experience global or body-wide symptoms. There may be head pain associated with a migraine attack, although not always, but even the quality of that head pain can be quite different. So with a headache, it's typically tension type pain and can be kind of described as a dull ache from a mild to moderate severity of pain. With migraine, it's more of a throbbing quality. It is unilateral, which just means one-sided, doesn't matter which side, and it can range from mild, moderate to severe intensity. But beyond head pain, migraine includes global or body-wide symptoms. Common symptoms include sensitivities to light, sounds, and smell, just meaning that those senses are a little bit more irritating to us. There may be dizziness, lightheadedness, or vertigo. You could also be confused or experience some brain fog. One of the most common symptoms is nausea and sometimes vomiting. There's typically full body fatigue, achiness, heaviness, and our mood may shift. We may be irritated, have anxious thoughts or depressed thoughts. And that's just a short list of things that are commonly seen with migraine. There are many other things that I may not have included, so if I didn't list a symptom that you experienced, drop it in the comments below. Difference number 3 is that there are 5 distinct phases of a migraine attack, whereas with headache, it's something that just kind of comes and goes. I'm going to go into more depth around the 5 phases of a migraine attack in a future video, but to give you a brief overview, phase 1 is prodrome, which are kind of our early warning signs that warn us a migraine attack is coming. Phase 2 is aura, which are sensory disturbances that are typically experienced shortly before a migraine attack. Phase 3 is the migraine attack, where we're at the height of our debilitating symptoms. Phase 4 is postdrome, where we get the lingering migraine hangover symptoms. And then phase 5 is interictal, because between the end of a migraine attack and the beginning of the next one, you may still experience migraine-related symptoms. And those are the 5 phases. So make sure you send this video to anyone that's trying to tell you that your migraine attack is just a headache, because clearly that's not true. Drop any questions in the comments, and I will talk to you next time. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss more migraine basics.